What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or if you are new here, welcome. Awards Roundtable is kicking off again. This is episode 2 of season 5. We did episode 1 where we gave our very, very early Oscar predictions, but we can still wait a little while for the Oscars because right now we have television to talk about because the Emmy nominations are going to be coming very soon. And as I promised you guys, we were going to be covering some television and some Emmy coverage live on Awards Roundtable. And I am very, very excited to have on the channel for the very first time. I knew when we were going to be covering Emmys, when we were be doing, television discussion, I knew I had to get one of the biggest TV guys I know out there to come on to here. Thank you for joining tonight, Chris.
I'm very happy to be here. I love the Emmy. We done with award season for Oscar. We done with the Tony. Now we get to the Emmys, and the Emmys is something I love just as much to see that as much of movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like as great as movies have been this year, and it has been a really good year for movies. Like with stuff like Sinners and Bring Her Back, a few other stuff. I've been even more impressed with television this year. The television has just rocked it. There's maybe been one movie out of the whole year that I've maybe considered giving 5 stars, but there's been like 3 shows I've already given like 5 stars to this year. Like it's been a phenomenal year in television.
There's so many whether drama, miniseries, even comedy. There's been some really great stuff this year. There's stuff going on right now that's really good.
Yeah,
I really like Dylan Wilson's show. Like there's some stuff I really enjoying this year that Sally will be into the Emmy because they passed the thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that new show Stick, with Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
I think even that one's pretty fun.
Yeah. Mark Maron probably would be in the conversation for best supporting actor in the comedy.
Yeah, probably, but it's it's kind of past that date now. But yeah, maybe for next Emmys, it'll definitely be in consideration. But tonight we will be talking about comedies again, but we will be talking about them next weekend. So
drama.
So tonight we're gonna get dramatic tonight and have a serious discussion about the drama categories, which is to me even more interesting because we were talking in the pre-show. Comedy is pretty much dead and over. Like we already know it's gonna win. It's just kind of done. But with drama this year, there's like 3 different shows in there that are out on top that could take this award. So it's going to be very interesting to see where we all line up on the discussion. But I'll kick us off, and then I can go to Chris and then to Ross. But we'll basically start off with the big category, which is drama series. Just kind of give our 8 that we believe can be nominated, and then bring them down. But we can say what is out front we believe to win. So we can say like our first one is like, okay, this is the one I think is out front to win, and then give the rest of your 7 kind of deal. And then we'll just have like a.
I might need you guys to help me write a couple of them because I wrote my this down and still trying to figure out what kind of drama and what.
Yeah, because that's hard too.
Yeah. I totally understand that. For me, so there are a lot of different kinds of choices this year. So just to throw it out there, the ones that didn't make the cut for me that almost were on my 8 to predict for best drama series, I don't have House of the Dragon in there this season.
What did it last season that was nominated?
It was season 1 that was nominated, and then season 2 technically is eligible for this Emmy season because it was like the end of last year or something. So, it technically is eligible. So then, that one I don't really have on here. Handmaid's Tale I considered because it's the final season. I don't really have that one on there, but I did consider it. And then I was back and forth between a few other shows. I don't have Paradise getting in there. But these are my 8 that I do have. So out front to win right now, I have Severance. I still think Severance is going to win, even though I personally would love the Pit to win, and that is my favorite show of the year, and I think it deserves to win. I think that Severance has just been more in the conversation. More people have been talking about it. The thing with the Pit is I don't ever see the YouTube channels breaking down saying, "Oh, look at like a breakdown of this episode."
I do. I do.
Know? Oh, really? Okay.
There's one channel who's been doing it a lot lately.
Oh, interesting. Which one?
Dr. Mike.
Dr. Mike. Oh, okay. Yeah, but like none of the major channel outlets I know of that I follow, they haven't really covered the Pit. So I feel like Severance is the one out front to win, in my opinion. I feel like people are still talking about it. So that's there. I do have Pit number 2. I think the Pit is a strong.
Oh, do you know how many subs though Dr. Mike has? Just to let you know.
So what?
Do you know how many subs Dr. Mike has? Just to let you know.
How many?
14 million.
Oh, so okay. So he's
not some unknown, right?
But is he a doctor though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah, it's only doctors that I'm hearing like.
Oh, okay.
That's the show. Like as far as like us, like YouTube pundit people, I don't really hear many discuss the Pit.
No, and then like funnily enough, the girl, the blonde haired one, I forget her name, Dr. Frank or something, the blonde haired one.
Yeah.
You know who she is, right?
Yeah, it's Bryan Cranston's daughter.
Yep. I didn't know that until like recently.
I know, yeah. She's great. We'll definitely be discussing her soon because I may or may not have her in there. But then
I made my 8. I just made it because I remember a couple when we were mentioning that change stuff around.
Perfect. So my next one I have on there is the White Lotus. While I think it's between these 3 to win, and that's what I'm saying is it's such a kind of wishy-washy category. Any of them could take it. The White Lotus, even though I loved this season, I feel like it's been getting the least, I guess, like this is the season that people really like the least, it seems, from all the discussion that I've been hearing from people talking about it. I think season 1 was my least favorite. I think it would be 2, then 3, then 1, personally. But but that's just how the discussions has been going. So that's why White Lotus is number 3. Then I do have The Last of Us in there. And then Andor, Slow Horses, The Diplomat, and Squid Game Season 2. I'm not super confident on Squid Game Season 2. That could miss for something like Paradise or The Handmaid's Tale.
Mm-hmm.
But but as of now, I think, especially with Squid Game releasing their new season on June 27th, I think like maybe that could help. They could try to push it further, but yeah, that's the 8 that I have. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, I have very similar list. I have the Pit at number 1 just because people have been talking about it. I think Severance had lagged a little bit when you get past the campfire episode. It kind of lagged a little bit to the flashback with the wife, and then it lagged again with the boss, going back to hometown. Saw that for the weakest episode, kind of like pointless in a way, besides the reveal of what would be behind the scene, everything like. And then the ending was fantastic, but there were a couple, unlike season 1, there were a couple of laggy episodes where like, okay, let's get back to the actual plot and get back to what's going on. So I have number 2. I might be different here. And that's because I think everybody talking about, oh, this is one of the best TV series in the last couple of years. I have Anders at number 2. I think the conversation with season 2, God, back in 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, with JB getting a lot of Emmy nominations. I think writing, directing, everything to becoming underway for stuff. Like,
yeah, and I do want to throw it out there that apparently Andor it's just been reported, and this is like just a couple of days ago, that the finale is still number 1 in the charts of like what's been watched on Disney Plus. Like the finale is still number one. So considering it's getting that high of viewership, that definitely can help.
Yeah. And I think Andrew deserves it. Any dark horse to maybe beat The Pit or Seventh, Andrew could be the one because people have been talking about it. They talk about episode 8 and episode 9 and then last 3 episodes, like some of the best moments in television in the last many years, like Game of Thrones level. It has Severance at number 3. Like, I still think it's great. I think it did get a lot of nominations. I just think it won't win that much because season 2 wasn't as great as season 1. I see John Turturro have a big chance to maybe win an Emmy for acting. I think he is giving some of the best performances in television this year. Like, I have Last of Us at number 4. I see season 2 was really good, but I just see people being divided about this season 2 based on who haven't played the game. Like, I played the game, so I knew what was going to happen going in, and I knew how season 2 would going to end. But it's very divisive season with what happened with Joel, the ending of season 2 being kind of anticlimactic. It just leave you there, like, okay, what's happening now? Now we have to wait 2 years. I think the acting deserving. Like, I think everybody gave a great performance. Jeffrey Wright, Bella Ramsey, Pedro Pascal gave one of the more emotional performances I've seen this year in television. Like, the freaky push scene alone, I think that should get an Emmy nomination. Like, and then I have a show I love. I hope we get more love every season. Slow Horses. I think Slow Horses is one of the best television shows ever made last many years. I would love to see Gary Oldman win one day, but I think because of Pitt and a couple other things, he had yet to get an Emmy win. That kind of bit me. Then I have number 6 of a show I relate to the Pontiac, The Diplomat. I would really like season 1 I liked, but season 2 was fantastic. Like, yeah, Ellen and Jenny just giving the Emmy. Like, that 2 episodes she in are like, holy shit. Like,
I gotta catch up on. I've not seen The Diplomat yet. That's one of the ones I'm.
yeah, and Bradley Griffith joining next season, it'd be really interesting to see where they go next season. And then number 7, I kind of added in last minute what you mentioned. I never watched White Lotus, but I think because White Lotus popularity, it will get in. Number 8, a personal pick for me. I kind of got love, but not a lot of people watch it. Paradise is a really good show. I think Charlie K. Brown is fantastic in it. The second to last episode, the flashback episode, is why it should be getting a nomination, which showing what happened that day when everything went to shit and such. Like, really hit hard, especially with what's going on today and such. The honorable mention had stuff like Handmaid's Tale, Landman. It's also a really good show with Billy Bob Thornton on Paramount Plus. Like, I think that's a fun show by Ty Sheridan. Like, I think the best of his stuff so far.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just getting tired of his stuff. All the stuff is the same.
Landman is fun. You watch it, like, it's a fun show. It's funny. It's, like, insane funny. Like,
Yeah,
Billy
but Mike
Bob
didn't even know
Thornton
it was
any other year would get Emmy nomination. Like, he did.
right, Mike? You
Billy
didn't even
Bob-
know what it was. Remember?
Yeah, I didn't even know what
But-
Landman was until like recently.
And then you saw though, and then you said this is the Taylor Sheridan show, right?
Yeah, like, I didn't even like know anything about it. Like, I think Ross mentioned like Landman, and I was like, "What the fuck is Landman?" And then I like looked at the poster, and I was like, "Is this a Taylor Sheridan
Yeah.
show?" And I was just like, "Oh my god, this is a Taylor Sheridan show!" Like, I was able to guess it instantly.
He's been killing
It's
it on the
really
TV,
more
but,
a
like,
comedy than drama because there are a lot of funny moments in the show. Like the stuff
Yeah.
with his wife
Tulsa
and
King
daughter
is
is
good,
really
too.
funny.
Tulsa King.
Yeah,
It's
Tulsa
good.
King.
Yeah, that one I need to get on. Though I've seen like Mayor of Kingstown and such, but I gotta see some other Taylor Sheridan shows for sure. But yeah, I mean that's a solid 8. I think Billy Bob Thornton. I don't think Layman's going to get in for series, but I do think Billy Bob Thornton has a chance to maybe be like a lone nom for like best guest for like best lead actor. I can see him like kind of sneaking in there.
Kind of like Harry Russell with the first season of Diplomat. That's he with a lone.
Yeah, I can see something like that. So Yeah, great list there. What about you, Ross? What are your
I basically have the same 6, but like I'm gonna throw one. There's always like this weird Amazon one that they pick, so I might go with Reacher.
Oh, I
Reacher?
love Reacher, and
Yeah.
I would cheer it get nominated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Mike, you've seen how big he is, right?
Oh yeah,
Reacher.
yeah. He's a big
No,
dude.
did you hear what they had to do this season? They literally had to go and find somebody who's bigger than him.
Oh my gosh, he'd
Yeah.
be great
So
as like
yeah,
he'd be great as Batman. Just saying, like,
I don't think
Well,
so.
we find out at San Diego Comic Con in July. Want that
yeah.
DC now?
Yeah, but and then yeah, but and then my 8, I'm actually gonna go with see, we all know that the Pit's gonna get nominated, but I might go with Handmaid's Tale because because the last episode was so good.
Yeah,
Because I don't think they're
I
gonna.
need to get
I don't think
back
they're
to
gonna do.
watching it.
I don't think that they're gonna get Squid. I don't think that they're gonna do. I don't think they're gonna do Squid Game just yet. Only because there's another half coming out.
yeah. They may kind of ignore Squid Game this year and wait to honor it for its final season. That definitely is a possibility. There's also
But
another
will
show.
Netflix do that because they also then next year have Wednesday and Stranger Things to deal with? So, well, that would be the question.
There's also another show that like I low key I freaking loved it the first season. Now it's kind of becoming more guilty pleasure territory for me that we haven't really talked about, but like film Twitter is obsessed with this show, and that is Yellow Jackets. It has gotten in before for drama series. I don't know if Showtime's like trying to push it hard enough to get in there for the third season again, but
Haunted
I
Hippie hates it.
yeah, I mean I feel like it's still kind of too divisive to get in there
Yeah.
personally. Because there's people I know, yeah, who do really hate it. I I'm not saying it's really necessarily a great show, but like I enjoy it on like a guilty pleasure kind of stance now. But
Like I feel about Ginny and Georgia with me. Yeah.
yeah. So it's one of those kind of things where if it gets in, I won't be surprised. But it's one that I'm not necessarily predicting.
I
Now,
see anything else that I just think of. Like, there'll be like the back of my head, like something at the beginning.
yeah, I mean, there's other ones like
Yeah.
Your Friends and Neighbors that we talked
Yeah.
about, that we mentioned before that could potentially sneak in. There's Bad Sisters. I've not seen that one, but that's on Apple TV Plus as
My
well.
parents love that show. Like,
Yeah, apparently it's getting great reviews. Day of the Jackal. I've never seen it, but
oh, I would love for that to get nominated. Eddie Redmayne should be in the conversation with Best Actor in the drama.
yeah. So there's that, and then I don't think The Boys would get in because that's too. This season
Divisive.
was very divisive, and then Bridgerton. I just don't think it has that big of a following anymore. Matlock is a possibility because Kathy Bates, but
Kathy Bates might be a low nomination.
but yeah, I think she's the low nomination. Other than that, I think like those are really the only shows I think have any kind of.
I might take Paradise out just for Matlock because I know people love that show and season one well loved by a lot of people. And I've seen the first episode.
Andrew
It's
Guy was in it
fantastic.
too. Andrew Guy was in it.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And the first two episodes I've seen were fantastic. Like, Kathy Bates might be the dark horse to win Best Actress in the dramas.
Because she's already won an award. Which one did she win? Critics' Choice, I think, or something, right?
Yeah,
And Golden Globe, I think.
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Because I remember that was a big surprise of that night.
Yeah.
I remember that too. Yeah. So speaking of, now we can move on to drama actress, discussing the lead actress ladies on who we believe will be nominated. There are 6 according to Gold Derby, but from what I heard that there might be like 5 actual nominees in this category. So I guess we can go like 6 just in case, but the the list that I have is is Kathy Bates is my number one pick for Matlock. I think she's going to take home the award. There's rumors that apparently this is like her last acting role is Matlock, and like once she's done with this show, like she's going to retire. So
Gary Oldman said the same thing. Hey, he's still doing stuff.
that is true. So I never believe it whenever they say they're going to retire. But if that is the case, they may decide, well, maybe we should award her if that is the case.
I mean, even Gary Oldman said he would want to come back to Harry Potter, so don't doubt anybody anymore.
Exactly. Don't doubt anyone when they say they're going to retire. They're likely not going to retire. Daniel Day-Lewis said the same thing, and he's already coming back this year. So, then Kerry Russell I have for The Diplomat. I think she could definitely get in there. Bella Ramsey, I have her getting in for The Last of Us. I think just what she was able to pull off in this season was just incredible. And then my number 4 is Britt Lower. I think the way she had to like transition from her innie to her like outie, and the way she did that seamlessly.
Thank you for helping me out there. Whether she was supporting or lead, that were like, okay, where does she fall on this show?
Yeah, they have Patricia Arquette as supporting, and Britt Lower as lead this year, which makes sense to me because Britt Lower is in basically almost every single episode of Severance this year. So, yeah, she was great, and she would probably be my personal pick to win of the ones I've seen, but she is great. Then I have Elizabeth Moss in my 5 slot for The Handmaid's Tale since it's the final season. I think she could wind up being like a lone nom again, like that has happened with that show before. And then if I had to have a 6, I know there's like going to be 5 in this category, but in case there's 6, I have, because Gold Derby has 6 there. Then Keira Knightley for Black Doves is the.
I would love that. Black Dove is such a good show.
I've not seen it, but from what I've heard, she's phenomenal in the show. And
Ben Whishaw should be in the conversation for Beth after.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love Fiona Shaw.
Both him and Eddie Redmayne should be like the 2 white dark horses nominations for that.
Oh man, yeah, those are great actors there.
Yeah.
What are your picks for drama actress, Chris?
Well, you help me out a lot because I'm trying to think of 5 or 6 because we're trying to go like, okay. I do have Kathy Bates number 1. I think this is like as soon as Matlock came out for the episode, I think she's phenomenal. Like the first episode alone, she's phenomenal, and like especially if you want to reveal her, but I won't say the reveal for those who haven't watched the show. They great reveal of her character, why she's doing what she does. Like I'm like, holy shit. I had number 2, the only one that could get Kathy Bates 1 for money, just for scenes alone, Belle Ramsey. Like the scene when she wake up and she sees Joe's body and she let out that scream. One of them, like, oh my! And then when she killed it, Joe with the pipe, that twist she does, like, and then poor scene, like those 3 scenes alone, are like, holy shit, that get Bella Ramsey. Like, I only root for her every year. Kerry Russell is so good on The Diplomat. Like, I think her husband also should be nominated. 2 of them back and forth work so well with each other. Britt Lower, like, as she did with any other year, and if she was up against Kathy Bates and Bella Ramsey, I think Britt Lower would had a chance to win, but I think this is just like a tough year. Then a little bit more. I don't think keep at 5 right now because I think I need to think other nominations for drama to see who else to put in this.
Yeah. I totally get that. And another one I'll throw out there as an honorable mention. Yeah, because it's the only other woman I think has a chance of sneaking into this category is Melanie Linsky for Yellow Jackets, because She is really great in that show every time. I do feel like if the show is going to get anything, I could see a lone nomination for Melanie.
Did Christina Ricci ever get nominated for show? Like, she is like so freaking good at it.
She should have been if she
Yeah.
wasn't. Yeah, I think it's she might have. I know she's gotten a nomination somewhere
Yeah.
for it, but I forget.
Like, she's scary on that show. Like,
She is. To me, she's the best performance in my opinion for
like at that one year, like the first season of Wednesday, the back to back that 1 year, like holy shit.
oh yeah, having Yellow Jackets and Wednesday. It's like
Undertaker will not be nominated for Wednesday though next year.
Yeah, no.
I mean, unless they're surprised that she's still alive, who knows? Like we haven't seen.
No. I'm saying Jen Ortega though won't be. Do you know why? Because you can tell she doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, she could still be nominated, even if she doesn't want to do it
She
anymore.
for the 20-minute they've released, she looked pretty good in the first 20 minutes of season 2 I saw released. Like,
yeah. So we'll see. I'm still excited for the show. I like Wednesday.
I love season 1, right?
But Ross, what is your
Okay?
for?
I have the same 4 as Gold Derby, but the 5th one, I might actually put Keira Knightley in my 5th. And then my honorable mention is Lashana Lynch because I think that she's an up and comer that people could.
Oh, she's good on the Day of the Jackal. Like,
Yeah,
she's really good.
Yeah, she is. Really
she's good in everything though. She's in.
And speaking of Tay Sheridan shows, there is Helen Mirren in 1923 as an outside chance possibility. There's Zoe Saldana and Lioness as a.
She is the best acting on that show.
Outside as like an outside shot. So there's stuff like that, and then and then I've not seen Bad Sisters, but there's Sharon Horgan for Bad Sisters, Nicoletta Coughlan for Bridgerton, Emma Darcy for House of the Dragon, but I don't think that's happening. So yeah, I'm pretty confident in that 5 there.
There might be only one House of Dragon acting nominated again, maybe for Masterman, maybe get into other category, just because that distant band that he goes through in a second.
Yeah, and I think especially whenever they get into like tech categories and such, stuff like that. But
because Masterman was the best acting of season 2, along with beside the main girl and then the one that played her former best friend. Those 3 get great acting.
Yeah, season 2 had kind of that other kind of controversial take with it. Like people were just kind of divided on it a bit. So we'll see how that correlates to.
And Masterman was great. Like the speech when he finally gave up the throne, and like that moment, that's a great moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a great one. So drama actor. This is interesting because
I think I have one horse race right now.
It is. I have 5 here that are my 5 to get nominated in the category, and then I have my 6 that I think that y'all are gonna say like, "Oh, you don't have him in your 5? Like, how do you not have him in your 5 to get nominated?" But guys, it's just I'm all over the place in this category. So, out front to win, the one that should win, and the one I think will win, is Noah Wyle. I think that he is just as phenomenal on the pit. Every single little scene he has, just you it's like heartache. You're just you feel for him, you connect with him like a character in real time. He's so good on the show. And it would be kind of a way to honor him and his TV legacy because with ER and other shows that he's done before, this would be a great way to just kind of honor Noah Wyle overall. So yeah, there that is my number 1 choice. My number 2 choice, I have Adam Scott. I think the show's big enough. I think that he's gonna definitely get in there for drama actor. My next choice after that, I have Sterling K. Brown for Paradise.
Yes.
So, yeah, he is really a really great actor. I haven't seen Paradise yet. I'm gonna get around to seeing it soon.
What
But
streaming service is it on?
it's on Hulu.
Hulu.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Disney Plus technically because Hulu now bought them.
Yeah. I mean, Hulu does have its own separate app still, but
Yeah.
it's also technically you can watch it on Disney Plus as well. So, yeah. Sterling K. Brown is an excellent actor, and I think this is from the creator of This Is Us, right? That's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, Paradise is from the creator of This Is Us. So, knowing that collaboration they did on that show together, I expect this to be just as good. So, I think I have him get in there. I also have Diego Luna for Andor. I think
Yep.
I think Diego Luna is just so phenomenal on the show, and I don't, without giving anything away, the range of emotions that he shows in episodes 8 and 9 are just absolutely phenomenal, and I think that he definitely will be getting in. To me, the best character on television right now is Lamb from Slow Horses. Gary Oldman, I have him in my fifth slot. I love this character to pieces. He is just roasting every single person in the room, but he's also the smartest person in the room. And so it's just absolutely love him. He's great. So I have him in my fifth slot, but yes, I know I have him at number 6 right now. But Pedro Pascal, I do not have in my 5 because I just don't want to put him in there because I'm like, he is not lead to me. He is a supporting performance this season. I'm sorry. But I get it. They might go the Brian Cox route because Brian Cox in Succession. Spoiler alert for Succession season 4. He died that season, and then they still had him nominated in lead, even though he was in like maybe 2 episodes.
He's the only one on my list that should get no Riley one money at the moment.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean he's
because that push scene, like that is the best Pedro Pascal acting.
That scene was phenomenal. So
let me tell you though, do you guys see that? Like, do you think Diego Luna would have been a good Tommy? Because they do look similar to me.
Yes.
Diego Luna, yeah, I think he would have been a really good Tommy.
Because they
well, Tommy's still alive because I don't know how they do change differently when they go back to that scene in season 3.
Yeah. Oh man.
Because free gunshot is heard compared to the game where they're only like 1 and 2. Like, I don't remember correctly that thing.
Yeah, so yeah, Pedro Pascal was great, man, and I don't know which 5 I would want to erase, but I also want to throw out too. They could do something entirely different where they don't nominate like Diego Luna, instead they give like a John Hamm a nomination, just because John Hamm is beloved by the television academy. Yeah. For years he's been nominated because of Mad Men. He was nominated because of Fargo. He's been nominated for like guest actor before for like Curb Your Enthusiasm and other stuff like that. So like he's beloved by the
He should have won for Fargo, I would argue.
Yeah.
I'm not caught up on Fargo yet, but this season I'm on I'm trying to get through it. It's not very good. It's season 3 with Ewan McGregor. It's not the
season
best.
5 is when it like the best season of Fargo besides season 1 and 2.
Yeah. But
3 is pretty boring though.
Yeah. It's yeah, John Hamm is a great actor, and he is great in Your Friends and Neighbors. So I think I would be okay with him being nominated, but at the end of the day, I think these 5 for me are the ones I would like to see.
My list keeps changing. Like I am trying to.
I know this is a hard category, bro. Because we also have Eddie Redmayne, Day of the Jackal. We have Ling Jun Jae for Squid Games. We have Billy Bob Thornton.
Ben Whishaw for Black Dove.
And also, did you see who they have as number 9? Number 9 is surprising on Gold Derby. Did you see who they have?
Who?
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. But that miniseries. That
No. I'm looking right now.
on. Oh, really? On
See, look, best drama actor. Yeah, I'm doing best drama. See, oh, wait, I'll get it. Yeah, but 9 is Jake Gyllenhaal. It says for
Listen,
presumed
I
innocent.
love him in Presumed Innocent, but I consider that miniseries, not a drama.
I
yeah.
think they announced the season 2 though.
Well, it is announced for a season 2, but season 2 is still going in there for limited series because it's going to be like
A different cast.
a different cast. Beside, like Jake Gyllenhaal will be in there, but it's going to be an all new cast with Jake Gyllenhaal. So it's like,
Yes.
See,
So
I just sent it to you, Mike, so you could show. I just sent it to you on Messenger.
oh, okay.
yeah. So number 1 for me is Noah Wiley.
See?
Number 2 is
That is weird. Yeah.
yeah. Number 2 is Pedro Pascal for me. Number 3, Adam Scott. 1 and 5 really get tricky for me. So I had Sterling K. Brown for 4. I gone back and forth between Gary Oldman or Eddie Redmayne for 5 because I think Eddie Redmayne gives such a transformative performance in Day of the Jackal. Like, holy freaking shit. He is scary as fucking hell in that show. Like,
I gotta get on that show.
Yeah.
Like I love Gary Oldman and he great season the most recent season, but he's not in a lot compared to the last couple of seasons. Like that's the only thing I have against him. Like
that might hurt Gary Oldman.
Yeah. So I have him. So I have Eddie Redmayne for 5, and then I had Diego Luna for 6 because I think also Diego Luna is great, but not like Eddie Redmayne, Pedro Pascal, and Scott, which like you think about scenes that stick out.
Yeah. No, that totally makes sense. Again, like this is something that whenever we do
Sterling K. Brown had the second to last episode with the flashback, and it's fantastic acting from him. When you get to that episode, like
so good. When we get into our final predictions, like a couple of days before the Emmy nominations come out, I could definitely change my tune entirely on this because it's just like that's because again it's so like wishy washy and back and forth when it comes to.
And then my heart wants to say Ben Richard because like he's so freaking good at Black Dove. Like Paddington Bear being an assassin on Black Dove is like the most scariest idea.
Ben Whishaw is such an underrated actor. Like he's phenomenal in the English Scandal. He was phenomenal in Woman Talking. Like yeah, he's a really great.
I mean, I just played him last night.
Yeah.
Well, people don't know I do read-throughs with group on Facebook, so I was Paddington Bear, but read-through of Paddington too.
Do you know who I got him confused with for a long time though? Was actually Jim Sturgis. I got him confused with Jim Sturgis.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
Who do you have for drama actor, Ross?
Okay, I have Adam Scott. Then I have I gotta have Gary Oldman, and then Diego Luna, and then Noah Wiley, and then I'm gonna put I think that this could be the surprise is Lee Jung Jae.
Okay.
I think they do honor him with the second half of the season next year. I think he will.
Yeah, I think that Lee Jung Jae will get nominated for the next one, but
he might win based on the trailer for the second half. To watch it on the acting moment.
Yeah, they may give him the win for that. We'll have to see, but I think with it being the second half, it's going to be interesting because Netflix will also have Stranger Things for the second half. For that's like final season, also competing at the next Emmys. So it's going to be kind of a little bit of a toss up there on like, well, which one are you going to give it to for the final season? You know,
and then another one up I had it. I forget the actor name. One that played Kate Russell's husband on The Diplomat. He's freaking good. Like,
oh yeah.
What was the one with What was the? I think this is a mini series or something like it's someone with Coleman Domingo, and then Steve Carell, Tina Fey.
Oh, that's
fourth season.
we'll talk about that when we get to comedy. I don't like that show. I watched the guy. I know. I watched it, but I was not a fan of the 4 seasons. But
Yeah.
we'll definitely get to that when we talk about comedy, though. My now on to the White Lotus categories, which is
You guys will help me there because I never watched White Lotus.
You gotta watch it. It's actually really fun.
I think you
It's
you would
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
Yes.
It's an anthology without being an anthology.
Yeah. The first season it did kind of the interesting thing where like Presumed Innocent, it was competing for drama series last year. Now it's like in miniseries. But like with White Lotus, it won when it was competing in miniseries, and then they were like, you know what, this show is like too good and it's too popular. Let's keep on going with it. So now it's like competing in all these drama categories. But yeah, it's an anthology series, but it's a great anthology series because they bring back.
There's always one character that they bring back every season.
Yeah,
but this time,
at least one, because there was like about three this season that they brought back, which was like pretty cool to see. But yeah, so in terms of that, and hold up, Gold Derby is glitching out on me. Okay, so in terms of drama supporting actress, these are the ones I have. So I have Out Front to win. There's one I want to win from the White Lotus. Then there's one I think will win from the White Lotus. And the one I think will win, we did have Jennifer Coolidge in there, for obvious reasons. If y'all have seen the show, you know why. But this season, they have Parker Posey trying to basically be Jennifer Coolidge of season 3. She like talks in the southern accent. That's like this, sweetheart. No, what are you talking about, sweetheart? She does that over and over. So she's like super over the top with her antics, and it's like great. And so I think that is going to push her to the win because of just kind of the schlockiness of the performance. I love it. That's not a knock on it, but it's just I think she's going to win because of that. Then second up, I have Carrie Coon, who I want to win for the White Lotus. I feel like if she wins, this would be such a beautiful moment because she's been in so much great TV with like The Leftovers and with the White Lotus and other stuff. Like this would be a great way to honor her career, but also she has that beautiful monologue at the end of season 3 of the White Lotus that is just. As soon as I watched that monologue, I was like, "There's your Emmy winner, right there. That is your Emmy winner. She was phenomenal in there."
And she's good in His 3 Daughters too.
Oh yeah, she was also great in that as well. I thought she was excellent in that movie. Next, I do have Allison Janney for The Diplomat. I've not seen it.
She is really thinking getting into 2 episodes again.
Yeah, she's from what I'm hearing, she is really phenomenal. So.
I won't give away the scene, but the scene where she explained the status to everything going on the map. That's all I was saying. That one of my requested speech to give.
I don't remember this person fourth, though. They had Natasha Rothwell. Who is that in The Last of Us? Is that the Nora?
Natasha Rothwell. She was in the last. Oh no, Natasha Rothwell. No. Natasha Rothwell is in the White Lotus.
No, it says The Last of Us.
Then that's a glitch on their end.
It's on Gold Derby.
I know, but I'm saying that's a typo because Natasha Rothwell is the black lady from the White Lotus, the one that's like that's Natasha Rothwell.
Oh, okay, she was really good.
Yeah. So
see why I got confused though?
No, I totally understand that because she that was just that was a typo on their end, but yeah, she is really good, and I almost had her in there. I am considering putting her in there, but my number 4, I do have Isabel Merced for The Last of Us. I think
she would be. I voted Emmy voted she would be my winner. That she took Dana and made it such a great character.
Yeah, she was phenomenal. She was the standout performance, maybe other than
Heather,
like you mentioned.
Do you know what clip they should use?
What?
is just the take on me scene, just her looks.
Oh yeah,
No, it's the speech she gave about her family and then
Yeah, but I think
yeah,
the
that was a great
acting,
one.
but
Or
I think the acting.
or the scene where she's like holding the gun up to Ellie and she's like
Mhm.
crying and you just see the tears in her
Yeah.
eyes and all that stuff. Like, oh man,
She should be winning this, but because White Lotus, this is the problem.
yeah.
But it's still,
But
they're
but again, I mean, not to knock the performances on the White Lotus. Like Carrie Coon is phenomenal on the White Lotus. I will be so happy if she wins. But yeah, there Isabel Merced, she would probably be my pick to win this as well if I was a voter.
We get to my list when I get to me, but I have like two I want to see.
For sure. And then my next one I have Amy Lou Wood from the White Lotus, who is phenomenal. I've been a fan of hers since Sex Education. She was awesome on that show, and apparently she's in another show from this year. I looked at like Watch Mojo's like best shows of the year. I didn't even know this show came out. The same person who did Adolescence did another show called Toxic Town. So I gotta watch that like ASAP. It's a limited series on Netflix, but Amy Lou Wood is in that. And yeah, she's a phenomenal actress. I think she is just great in everything she's in. And she was really the heart of this season, I feel, of the White Lotus. She really provided so much heart and soul to it.
yeah,
So
and there's always a twist, like in the White Lotus, right?
yeah.
Was it me, or was this one the easiest one to predict?
It was pretty easy to predict. Especially because there's a lot of foreshadowing and some conversations that happen in the show. But yeah. Then I do have the one that personally, okay, I know we were hyping up Isabella Merced to win, but honestly, I would also be okay if this person won as well. I would, because they're both amazing. I have Taylor Dearden for the Pit, which is Bryan Cranston's daughter. I think she's just
I've torn between two on a pit.
yeah. That's the
The
thing.
one that impregnated, I also have my list because I think she's so good too. That Noah
Yeah,
Riley
and Chucky's
potential love
daughter was
interest.
really good.
Yeah. That's the thing that makes this that makes it a bit more difficult because I'm gonna throw in both Pit actresses. I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw in Taylor Dearden for the Pit, and I'm gonna throw in Catherine Lanasa for the Pit, who
Is
was
she the
awesome.
one that impregnated Catherine Nasta? Don't remember all the character off the top of my head.
She's the one that's like kind of like the doctor that works at the desk, basically with the blonde hair. And
There's so many people. I just find the
Wait,
one
wait,
that.
wait, wait. Is he talking about Taylor Dearden?
huh?
Is he talking about Taylor Dearden, or
He's
who's he
talking
talking
about
about?
no, Catherine Lanasa, the one.
Yeah.
She's the one that gets punched. Remember the one that gets
Oh
the
yeah.
fist to the face? Yeah, she's
I kind of just find the one that get pregnant. No, not me. She also feel like
yeah. I do
Yeah.
feel I feel like her and like her whole like miscarriage
Yeah.
kind of plot line was really gut wrenching and
Yeah.
emotional, and I would
And the conversation she had with like the one that is like teenager that is pregnant, and then a lot of the other like
yeah, and the conversation she has with Noah Wiley in the back of the ambulance truck when they're just like
yeah.
when he's telling her like, oh, I was like,
She
oh,
should be in the conversations like that. Really,
she should be,
and
and
the
if she
and the on and
won,
off romance between the two of them, like
And
interesting.
Chucky's daughter should be in the conversation, huh?
yeah, again, there's so many there that should be in the conversation that they could cancel each other out. Honestly, I'm wondering if
Vote
that's
splitting, yeah.
I'm wondering if vote splitting is going to happen there with the Pit because they might say like, oh, but this one's so good, oh, but this one's so good, oh, but this one's so good, and then they just can't pick. That maybe just goes to Patricia Arquette as your
She's
choice.
good. Like I didn't like the episode when she go to Odo Hotel, but her acting was really good in that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I do agree with that, but well,
Yeah. So
but yeah, what is your What's your 7 for? I think there's 7 in this category. At least according to Gold Derby, there is. So
How did 7 in this category and at least 6 and 5 in the other one? Like that?
I don't know. It's kind of weird sometimes with the Emmys.
Yeah. Like, obviously because you guys said Carrie Coon, I added her to my list because what you guys said. I'm gonna have Alex and Jenny. Like, she's not in a lot of Diplomat, but those last 2 episodes are phenomenal. The twist to her character that really make you look at her differently. I won't spoil it. The big plot point in the last half. I mean, the ending. I can't wait for season 3. I have Bella Merced. I have Patricia Cat. I had both of the pit people. And then my heart, I want to see happen. And I would jump in the end if we talked about this off it, Genevieve O'Reilly to get in for Andrew. I think, holy, her acting, the best acting up to 20 actress.
Like all the Television Academy gods, if y'all are watching this, please, me and Chris are both begging you to please nominate Geneva O'Reilly for Andor season 2. Like
And then also one more to add, the one who played Bits also should be in this conversation.
Give Adria Jorna her like
she
rightful
should
thing.
be
Like,
in.
I think she either won or was nominated for the Razzie for Morbius.
She is the moment her dear John Lennon moment. It's heartbreaking when she gave me the speech on the video. Like,
yeah, that moment is beautiful from Adria Arjona.
And James Gunn, please cast her as Wonder Woman, please.
Oh, she would be so good as Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I go back and forth between her and Anna de Armas at the ballerina. Like shit,
Oh yeah, Ana de Armas would also be excellent in that role. But my thing is, if I was also, I mean, we mentioned it with Isabella Merced earlier, but if I was an Academy voter, I honestly would nominate and give the award to Geneva O'Reilly. Like that's probably how good she is in that show for me. Like
the speech in the Senate scene alone, that watches the bill on the bill, when she really had to ventilate about Palpatine, that line. Like
that rave episode too, where she's dancing in the rave and everything, and like she does so much good physical and subtle acting in that episode. That's just it's so good.
Also, ended up the win for best fighting just for episode 9 along with that speech. Like that whole sequence. Like,
oh my god, yeah, it's definitely got to get in there for writing and such. But
and directing for episode 8, like the directing episode 8, some of the best directing in any television this year.
Which we won't be predicting writing and directing for this episode, just because we don't know which episodes they have submitted. Like it's not been confirmed. They always submit an episode for those, so then it's like.
I don't know who you would submit for Android. There's so many episodes freaking submit.
I know. So it's like whatever that time comes, we will talk about it. Maybe whenever the Emmy noms actually come out, but definitely that'll be on our radar to talk about at some point. Right. But
starting to White Lotus, I think both 2 Android ladies should be in this. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I not only mentioned the controversy thing, but that scene with Beth, like her acting, like that controversial scene, is really good. And when she say that one line, that controversial, but she say it's still great acting.
It is. Yeah, no, it is. It's really great acting. Like it is, despite how controversial it is, but yeah, and then there are other. I don't feel like this is going to be like a White Lotus just complete knockout, but I do feel like maybe a Leslie Bibb gets in for the White Lotus, Michelle Monaghan maybe, and could get in there for the White Lotus.
Julianne Nicholson to get in for Paradise. She's really good in Paradise.
Yeah, Kristen Scott Thomas for Slow Horses could sneak in there.
Yeah.
So Deachin Lockman for Severance could sneak in there.
Yeah.
She's Gemma, so there's a possibility
Oh,
there. So.
she be my dark horses like the flashback episode, like her acting the back and forth, like
Yeah, she's
Yeah. Okay.
she's phenomenal. What are you, Ross? What's your picks for?
Okay. I've got Carrie Coon in the White Lotus, right?
Yeah,
Parker Posey in the White Lotus.
yeah,
Amy Lou Wood in the White Lotus, right?
yeah.
And then I've got, I think this could be a sympathy one, Caitlin Deaver.
no, that guest star.
Caitlin Deaver has confirmed she is submitting
Oh,
for.
then this is outdated. This is giving me weird things.
Oh, then yeah. Then it must be an old article that you're reading or something. It's
Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry.
yeah,
Okay, but yeah, so then it's not Caitlin Deaver, then Isabel Merced. And
yeah.
then let's just throw a random one out there, which would cause me to jump up, is Ruth Nega in Presumed Innocent. You
She's really
do you think
good.
she no, Mike, you think Ruth Nega's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can steal focus and then like out act Jake Gyllenhaal,
Oh damn.
right,
Yeah.
Chris?
Oh, when we get to supporting actor, I do have a dark horse for Purdue, and I would like to see get nominated.
Okay, but do you know what my
It-
thing was gonna be though for Caitlin Deaver though?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, you remember the scene like where, the controversial scene like where she all of her anger towards Joel?
Yeah.
She actually used that because her mom was dying of cancer when that happened, and then I think like a few weeks or a day before they shot that scene, her mom died of cancer. So she
Oh.
used all the pain of her mom dying.
Oh wow. Yeah, I heard about that. That was just man. That is yeah. That's very
Hey, Mike, I
emotional.
actually have to step out now. My
And-
computer's dying. Okay,
Okay.
sorry about that, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You're
won't
good.
let it happen again. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. We'll we only got one more categories, or
Okay.
actually,
Yeah.
we got three more because we're gonna do the guest acting spots too. But,
Okay. Yeah. So.
I have
Alright.
Indy Ryan right here to help me.
Yeah.
and look
Yeah.
up
Okay.
everything.
all right,
See you, man.
all right, see ya. So yeah, the other pick that I have here for now we have drama supporting actor. So this is also even more so a White Lotus category, and I'll go through the White Lotus ones for you to kind of help you out there. But the one out to win this category, I think, is Walton Goggins for the White Lotus. I love him as an actor. He's phenomenal on every show he's in. Fallout, Justified, whatever show he does. He Vice Principals, like he's great in every show he does. He's a phenomenal actor, and White Lotus, no exception. Again, he's a scene stealer in that show. Just excellent performance from him, especially because what the reveal is with his character in this season. I feel like that might push him to the win. We'll see, but I have him winning. Then I also have John Turturro for Severance in there. I think he
would be my pick to win. I think that the campfire episode alone, that
yeah. No, he is great, but there's also someone else who I feel gives him a run for his money this season, and that is Tremel Tillman. I also have in there for Severance because Tremel Tillman was phenomenal this season. Like the best piece of acting he did was when he gets off the phone with Mark, and then he's just like staring at that like portrait or something, and it's just the look on his face, like it's just
the pamphlet when he made it a pamphlet to look on his face.
Yeah, like it's so good. So have him in there, and then Jason Isaacs for the White Lotus. Really great performance. He's pretty much drugged this whole season. He's on drugs, so he's like acting high and all that stuff throughout the entire season. So he gets to do a lot of showy kind of work. He talks in a Southern accent. If you never heard Jason Isaacs speak Southern, well, he's from North Carolina, so he's talking like this for a lot of the show, and it's kind of interesting. So find that. So I think he did a phenomenal job this season. And then I have Sam Rockwell for the White Lotus. They love Sam Rockwell. He he has this Asian girl monologue. Literally, no other thing stands out and I love Sam Rockwell. This is not a knock on him. No other scene of his stands out, but because of this Asian girl monologue that he does at some point in the White Lotus, that was the most talked about monologue in television this year. And so I think
the same can be said when you get to comedy, where actually Bradley Cooper for the Whiteness Gemstone everybody keep talking about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that show, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
But
Because keep hearing about that with the new season. Everybody talk about Bradley Cooper.
nice. I'll have to check that one out then. But then also Patrick Schwarzenegger for the White Lotus. I have him in there because I think now with Fubar coming out, he's been kind of campaigning a little bit, helping his dad promote Fubar, but also he's just really great on the show. He starts off as this kind of despicable, unlikable character, and then you kind of get to understand him as the season goes on. So I think he did a really excellent job. Then for that last spot, this is where it gets hard because I wanted to do Jack Lowden for Slow Horses or Jonathan Pryce.
I have one Slow Horses on my list.
But I think instead I'm going to go Patrick Ball for the Pit. I think that Patrick Ball for the Pit, this is his first. This is a hard category, man, because there are so many. There's Patrick Ball for the Pit as an option. There's Jonathan Pryce. There is Jack Lowden. There's Zach Cherry for Severance as an option, who is also excellent.
I have two people on my name you haven't brought up. When we get to my
Stellan Skarsgård for Andor. That's one that he's always phenomenal in there. So, it's just there's so many good choices, and it's hard to pick from all of them. So, but Patrick Ball, the reason I'm picking him is he has that great scene in the pit where Noah Wyle confronts him about the drugs. Mm-hmm. And says like, have you been taking drugs from other patients and all that stuff? And that whole argument scene that they have was completely Emmy worthy from both of them. So,
I had a question: would the kid that only gets shit on the intern, it would be in supporting, or would it be in guest star? The one that he had to change his shirt every freaking shift.
Oh yeah, I think that would be. I think that kid would probably be in guest. I would,
because his moment when he loses his first patient, like the Rocky.
That one. Oh, that kid you're talking. Yeah. Actually, let me look. He is actually. No, he's in supporting. Yeah, he's
he's fantastic on the show. Like the stuff going on with him and just.
He's in supporting as well. So, I think he's definitely.
And when he loses his first patient and just watching his face, then know why
and the way the way he keeps on trying to resuscitate him.
Yeah.
Patrick Ball, though, the reason why I'm going with him, and this might be actually a detriment to him getting nominated, this is actually his first ever acting performance outside of one guest spot he did on Law and Order. This is his first ever performance outside of that. So it's kind of crazy how good he is. And this is his first real thing he's done. So so what about you? What are your picks for supporting?
So I only have one White Lotus. I have Walter Goggins based on what everybody tell me about this season. He in my number 5. I had John Turturro for number 1. I think the campfire episode alone, watching that, his descent into madness. I mean, when he almost drowned with Laura, his acting, and the first word of give the Emmy, that's the best I ever seen him. I put Walter Goggins number 2. That's Truman. I had Jonathan Pryce for Slow Horses. I think the back and forth with the dementia, him forgetting everything, watching it, thinking I've actually he would count more a guest star, but Hugo Weaving should be considered also for supporting a guest star role. He great at the villain of the season. I have Stellan Skarsgård for the last 3 episodes, the last 2 episodes, the flashback. That's Russell brought it up because since innocent. I put it in number 6. Bill Camp playing Jack, Jason Hall's lawyer. I think he is, to me, the standout of Presumed Innocent. That conflict he goes through, whether he should be defending Jason Hall, whether he's defending innocent, the guilty, and the comedy he brings, the comic timing on his lines and such. I also will argue on the prosecutor guy. Another guy that really good. Well, the data stand out to me on that show.
Yeah, no.
And then they're flipped to go either way because they'll also depending on where they put Ben Mendelsohn, you should also argue Ben Mendelsohn for Andor.
So Ben Mendelsohn, I think he is confirmed to be in guest actor. So. Yeah.
He'd be my pick to win for best guest actor in the drama. I think that the last 2 episodes alone.
Yeah, he is phenomenal in that, which is actually kind of a good segue.
Oh, and then the Squid Game guy that played the head of the villain that pretended to be.
Oh yeah, him. He's really good this season so far. I just started watching season 2, but yeah, he's really good. So great lineup of
it to go either way.
To go either way. We'll see, because it could also be again a White Lotus sweep. You get tons of White Lotus people. Remember that one year where it was so boring? It was the year that it was it was when White Lotus was in miniseries, and every miniseries category was just White Lotus and Dope Sick, and that was and that was all it was. It was White Lotus, Dope Sick, White Lotus, Dope Sick, White Lotus, Dope Sick. It's jeez, okay.
I almost had the guy who played Tommy in The Last of Us just for the episode after Joe died at one of the acting moment with him.
Joe Pantoliano is going to be in. Are you talking about Tommy's brother? Is that?
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. Yeah, he's very good.
The scene with him and Bella after Joe died, they talking
Oh yeah, he's so good on that. In that moment where he has to clean up his hands, it's oh jeez. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's a question: is Jamie Lee Curtis considered for guest star for The Last of Us or supporting actress?
It is guest for The Last of Us, I believe. Yeah.
She might be named number 1 of supporting. I mean, I love Catherine Diva, but the scene with Joe patching on a body being brought in, and then the scene with her and Joe in the therapy.
Yeah, that's definitely a hard scene.
And then the scene at the baseball game when she gave me the advice about revenge.
And then the scene when she's sitting down with Joel at the beginning saying I'll never forgive you for what you did. All that. And it's oh my gosh. It's so good.
The baseball scene after Joe died when she's talking to Tommy and giving that advice.
It's honestly probably her best performance that she's.
Jamie Lee Curtis to be winning 2 Emmys this year alone for The Bear and for The Last of Us.
Oh, you mean Catherine O'Hara?
Catherine O'Hara. Sorry, am I forgetting that? Catherine O'Hara. Sorry, I'm so tired. Catherine O'Hara might be winning also maybe for studio and The Last.
Yeah, for the studio and for The Last of Us. Yes, because just how Caitlin Dever might be getting in for both The Last of Us and for Apple Cider Vinegar on Netflix as well. So,
I think Catherine Harris should. I had to think about which one I would prefer winning best funny actress in a drama. Best guest on a drama between Catherine O'Hara or Caitlin Dever.
Well, you got time to think because because guest actress is next. So we will, I will run through who I got nominated for best guest actress, and then we can go on from there. So for guest actress, my picks I have are my top two, which is Caitlin Dever, and then Catherine O'Hara. I have those as my picks for guest actress. Then I have Merritt Weaver for Severance. I thought she was really strong this season.
Who did she play in Severance? That to refresh my memory.
She plays. Was the character's name like Ben, like his wife, like the
oh yeah,
Zach Cherry's wife, and on the show where she's like coming in there to meet his innie or whatever, and it's like yeah, so she does a really great job with the scenes that she's in for that season. I like that they made her an actual character and such in there. So yeah, I have Merritt Weaver, and she's also been in great television for it. She was in that unbelievable show on Netflix. She was in Godless on Netflix. So it's like a kind of a way to award her there as well. And then I have Sherry Jones for The Handmaid's Tale, or Cherry Jones for The Handmaid's Tale.
I need to get back into Handmaid's Tale. I've seen the first season, then first episode, second season, then that kind of.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I watched like the first season. I watched like the some of the second season, then I just kind of stopped. I need to get back into it. Maybe I'll find an excuse to watch it all if it gets nominated for drama series. I'll be like, okay, I'll binge through this before the actual Emmy ceremony. But then my next one, I have Gwendolyn Christie for Severance. I think she did some interesting stuff there, with the goats and what.
That's who she was in Severance. I'm trying to think, like, who did she play in Severance?
In Severance, she was that like lady who was like in charge of the goats or something like that.
Yeah, she looked familiar when watching the show. Like, where did I know her from?
Yeah, she's also in Game of Thrones and and other stuff. Yeah, she's really great and on Severance, but also on just like mostly in everything she's in. But another one, I don't have her on my list, but I considered Jane Alexander for Severance. I don't really remember who she played. I see that she's in there, but then Sydney Cole Alexander was another one, which was the HR board lady who's always on the phone and all that stuff. Like she had.
I remember had the creepy girl from Severance, the young girl.
Yeah, and yeah, so that was one I definitely considered. But the one that I'm gonna go with, also I would love Rebecca Tilney in The Pit to get nominated, because holy crap, like where she has to say goodbye to her father. Oh, that was such an emotional scene. But I'll say Hilary Swank for Yellow Jackets gets in. I think that Yellow Jackets will sneak in at least into one category, and I think it'll be in guest actress. I think Hilary Swank was really good this season in Yellow Jackets. I think that's there's enough meat for her to chew on there that I think that she's definitely gonna sneak in there. I think. What about you? What's your?
I think you pretty much hit everything. I had to take more close to what guest actor and what counted. That's the problem we're looking like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think between Catherine Dever and Catherine O'Hara right now for the race. I think those are the two.
Yeah. That's between those two. I feel the most.
And maybe Rebecca Tony as a dark horse, maybe for the Pit. It win a lot of the award.
Yeah, I could see Rebecca Tony get in there. She absolutely deserves it. She's the one that
both her and her husband deserve that scene when they think the butter. Sorry, we keep forgetting like the relationship between everybody.
but yeah, no, but her husband, I have him in for a guest actor as well because both
is
of
that
them.
her husband or her brother? That real like.
Or oh wait, no, it's her
Yeah.
brother. Yeah, her brother.
Yeah.
I forgot that too. But yeah, her brother. I have him in there because both of them are phenomenal and just
That's the thing they should submit for the.
It felt so real and honest, you know.
That's the episode they should submit for the pit. Like that whole last 20 minutes of that episode with the goodbye to the father. Like,
yeah, I think that episode they definitely need to submit for a guest acting spot
and writing, like the writing
and writing as well, which I think Noah Wiley actually wrote that episode, so that would be interesting. If it got on either. So
there's so many episodes Noah Wiley could win for. That one of them, like his acting with the goodbye to father's thing, like his reaction to everything going on, the right he gave to the two of them, like.
And then once he gets in there and all the stuff of what happened in the previous season just starts to hit him when he's in there with his stepson.
Yeah.
God, his scene is so good.
This is why Best Actor is so tough, because anybody on that list deserves to win. I'm looking at that list. Yeah, to get the award to them.
I know, and especially it's like with guests, it's like such a broad category. There's so many people that can like just sneak in there and take it, you know. But yeah, it's a tough one. But for guest actor, I have Scott Glenn winning for The White Lotus. He's kind of a integral part in the twist. That's all I'll say. The twist that happens in season 3 of The White Lotus, he's an integral part of it. So I think he's going to win because of that. And also just, Scott Glenn's a beloved actor. People really like him. So I think that he has that working for him. Then I have Sean Hatoshi from The Pit, who is excellent. He played that like morning shift doctor who like comes in and helps him at the end and such. He's so good on that show. So he absolutely.
How you spell the guy name?
He would be my pick to honestly maybe win that category if it was up to me, but either him or Mackenzie Austin, who I also have, I think would also be my pick to win as well. So good. I also have Joe Pantoliano for The Last of Us. His scene,
the scene where he died when he just like,
it is so emotional. Where he's like, "I see her," and all that. It's like,
That's the episode they should submit for writing, directing, the performances, guest like, everything.
Yeah, I think they will submit it because if they want to get Joe Pantoliano into guest, I think they would be stupid to not submit that episode because instantaneously.
Even writing and for Pedro, I think, as much I love episode 2 with Pedro, I think that's the episode Pedro should get nomination for.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Pedro, if he was to win for any episode, it would definitely be for that episode because he was just so.
Even Bella, I think the two of them, that's the episode that would be the Emmy win, right?
Yeah, I think that. But even Bella, when she finds him in episode 2, that's also when you can also kind of include in that.
Yeah, but the poor thing, we can like, I give you one last chance to tell me we're done like that.
Oof, they did it just perfect. How I was hoping, as someone who played the game, they did that scene.
I like that scene better in the show than it in the game. I think that add more to that conversation.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was one of the few elements that actually worked better in the show than in the game. But
and I like the switch of her getting him to admit the truth because he meant more to like, I can't forgive you, but I want to try. Like,
yeah. And man, I thought that was just so great. But speaking of the Last of Us, I also have Jeffrey Wright in there
Yeah.
for the Last of Us. I think he
Is he being submitted for guest star or
he
reporting
is,
that realm?
it was confirmed he is being submitted for guests. So even though he was like in 2 or 3 episodes,
Yeah.
I guess his length of time in them was short enough to be considered for a guest. So
He also be one I'd be secretly rooting for to win because he did interrogation scene with the religious guy. I'm like, holy shit.
oh yeah, holy shit,
Yeah.
he's so good. But the scene, yeah, where he's like cooking and he's talking about
Yeah.
like different,
That he
ways.
knew that the guy thing is right, but he just like.
So it's like, oh my gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
so good. Then I have Ben Mendelsohn getting in for Andor.
Yeah.
So that's like my my sixth one there. But some other ones that could potentially sneak in is Bo Bridges for Matlock. If they wanted to have another legend get nominated somewhere,
He might be considered for supporting because he in a lot of the show. Like, remember?
Maybe. And then I don't watch it, so I don't know. But Gong Yu for Squid Game could potentially get in there. There's Michael Emerson for Elsbeth, who could sneak in there. Andy Garcia for Landman. Forrest Whitaker for Andor.
Yeah. Andy Garcia really good in Landman.
So John Noble for Severance with his like interesting kind of monologue he had at the dinner table. There's that chance there, but yeah, I'm sticking with those 6 of Scott Glenn, Jeffrey Wright, Sean Hattersley, Joe Pantoliano, Ben Mendelsohn, and Mackenzie Aston. So
yeah, I have Scott Glenn. Maybe I have a White Lotus. Eddie, what you tell me. And John Noble, because I think that dinner scene is one of the best moments of the show. Like that. And Christopher Walken, I had to both in because I think that the beat between them and John Turturro, that whole scene, like that walking between them, go back and forth. Like, and Bradley Whitford, I haven't seen the final season, but I think clip on TikTok where Bradley Whitford a phenomenal for the scene I've seen in the final season for Handmaid's Tale. Like,
nice.
Yeah, the airplane thing. I think that thing so much on TikTok, and it's really good acting for the last scene of the show. Jeffrey Wright, Ben Mendelsohn, Joe Pantoliano. That.
Oh yeah. Those are all really solid choices. Just
I would love to see John Noble again. I think he's such an underrated actor.
oh yeah, he's so underrated as an actor. He was great on Fringe for years.
He should have been nominated for Fringe. I've been so mad at so many years in a row.
I know. I can't believe he missed out for Fringe.
Like the Peter episode, Fringe is like one of the best acting I've seen for any type during that era.
I completely agree. Yeah, no, he was great in that. He was great in Lord of the Rings, of course.
Yeah.
So many other really good movies and shows that he's been a part of. Like I love him and everything he's in. And yeah,
I secretly hope he come back for season 3 based on some of the hints they give to his character. Like his real identity. We still don't know what he is. Like we got kind of get hints in there. Like
yeah, and he just was his monologue is up there for me with like Carrie Coon's monologue and like the White Lotus this year, and with like the monologue that like was in Andor.
Yes,
I think the speech says like all that, like his monologue's up there for me. It's really really good. So I would love to see him sneak in there.
and I have Convergatory considered guest star or supporting why am I blanking? The guy from Andor that played the Sith guy that believed in everything crumbled down around him.
Oh yeah. That's interesting for me because I guess because he is in a lot of the first half of the
Yeah,
season, right? I guess I would
yeah,
consider him. I guess I'd consider him more supporting because he
yeah.
is.
Because that episode 8, when everything formulated, the look he gave, and they're going like, "Who are you?"
So
And the look before you get killed,
the
like
look of that look of him just not even he doesn't know who he is, so he's like, "Who are you?" But
he's
also just
defeated. Like,
but also just him saying like, "Who are you?" Like really cuts deep for him because it's like, yeah, who am I? Like, is this who I've become? Like, what the?
and he might have switched side right before he got killed. That moment, he did not shoot Andrew. Like, he dropped the gun at that moment. Like,
Yeah, and that so it's like, man, who would have ever see? That's what makes that show so brilliant. Is I teared up for his character when he
yeah.
died. I was like, really? You're making me tear up for him of all the characters? Like, really? I was like,
And
come
they
on.
redeeming him because he started to side with the rebellion a little bit in the
Yeah,
last half of the episode. Like,
yeah. So it was all really phenomenal. But
I also had Deidre. I also had Deidre down around. Like, the two of them should be in consideration.
yeah, Tristan Mayer says in the comments sleeper pick could be endowed from Handmaid's Tale uh, for a sneak in. Maybe they throw some surprise love to the show for its final season, which dropped just in time. Very true.
I agree. I haven't seen all of I haven't seen much of the final season. I haven't seen much of the show, but I kind of saw the, and without giving spoiler, Hank's scene with her just fighting, and I stopped it right before I got to the end. But her acting that scene was brilliant to talk.
Yeah, yeah. I think. I mean, just alone from what I've seen of *Handmaid's Tale*, when they endowed, like she almost. I mean, Elizabeth Moss still is the best part of the show, but she
Yeah.
almost is like the best part. And Doubt is
I
like,
also want to bring up Yvonne Strahovski also had Handmaid Tale. She also could be a surprise nomination.
oh yeah, yeah, she's really great. And then there's so many other uh like Ralph Fiennes' son, like he's
Yeah.
great in there. Yeah, there's quite a few people there who are really good in the Handmaid's Tale. So yeah, guys, that is us tackling the drama categories. So we went through all of what drama had to offer. So next weekend we are going to do the exact same style, but do it all with comedy categories. So go through all the list of the comedy shows. It's a little easier on that front, but still going to be a fun discussion to have. And then the weekend after that, we will be doing a limited series and breaking all those categories
The
down.
more tougher category there for me and limited series.
Yeah, limited series is definitely going to be a doozy to talk about. I mean, there's one that definitely stands out, but there's also another one
There are
that
two that stand out, and like I don't
it's going to
know.
be, yeah. So it's going to be really really hard there, but then after that, just like a few days before the Emmy nominations happen, we're gonna have like a last minute, you know, kind of start it earlier in the night just so we have more time to talk, but do like our final predictions where we'll go quickly through all the categories, maybe even go through some of the categories that a lot of us don't care about as much, but
TV movies.
variety talk series and
Yeah.
all those other like animated program, all that kind of stuff. Like go through even some of those categories because we're gonna try to capture. We're gonna do all the ones from the prime time Emmy nom. So we're not gonna do all the like creative arts Emmy predictions, but we're gonna do all the prime time Emmy predictions. That that's just some stuff to look forward to in the future for John Tower. And then, of course, once the Emmy nominations do drop on July 14th, we will be back here to do like a deep dive discussion on our snubs, our surprises, and what kind of things just left us in shock. So So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Great Emmy year this year, so we'll see which ones come out on top. Thank you again, Chris, for agreeing to join. I'm glad I was able to get you on last minute. I wanted to have you on for a while now, especially for TV discussion. So I'm glad this is able to work out.
Happy to pop on whenever I can. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And we'll have you. I'll shoot you a message about which day you're free next weekend. We'll definitely plan it for next weekend to discuss comedies. So should be a good time. After discussing all these depressing dramas, we need to have a good laugh.
Comedy is the more tougher category to me. Like, especially guest star when we get to like the guest star comedy. Like,
oh yeah.
The only one show I think they take up almost every comedy guest star there is right now at the moment.
Pretty much. I think there's one show that's going to be pretty much sweeping the comedy categories in general. I mean, there's another show that could give it a run for its money, but Hacks is looking like a pretty safe bet right now.
I think the studio is the sweeping the guest star category pretty much. That.
Yeah, the studio for guest star, that looks like it's going to be sweeping there. So,
and maybe Best Actor in Comedy with that program. We see, but that could.
We'll see, because again, it's between the studio and the Hacks for me. But we'll see which one they'll align with, and we'll have a really good discussion there when we talk about that next weekend. So, thank you all for tuning in on our Emmys discussion. This was a lot of fun. We will see you all next weekend, guys. Until next time, stay classy, my friends, and keep on binging those television shows.